Sophia Hamilton is a political strategist and a commentator with Young Voices. She joins us right now. Sophia, did you get the now you've done it look from that mugshot?
Oh, I definitely did. I was betting that we were going to get the signature thumbs up and a smile, so I was surprised to see that defiant look on his face. But he definitely didn't look happy, and he had that stern look. But, he is marketing it. He's posting on Truth Social. He had his first post since January 6th, since that incident on Twitter. So he is using it to his advantage.
What should we take from that, by the way, that he was back on Twitter? It seems strange to me. I didn't think he'd come back on Twitter because he wants to promote Truth Social. So it seems strange to me that he was using Twitter.
I definitely thought that was interesting. That did come as a surprise to me. But, Twitter's under new ownership with Elon Musk, so I'm sure he approves of those business practices, and he's fine with being back on the platform. But I think he realizes that the main population is not on Truth Social. Most people are still using Twitter and other social media sites. And so he sees that his audience is there. And that really does give him more of a splash with this photo coming out that, he had the photo, but also he's back out on Twitter. So there's another headline there for him.
Yeah, that's a really good point that you make, Sophia Hamilton, our political strategist and commentator with Young Voices, is that we are talking about him being back on Twitter. Also, interesting that you pointed out that he knows that not everybody's on Truth Social, which is a bit of an admission on his part that he needs to go to the people rather than expecting the people to come to his platform. So can we expect more outreach in other venues? Are we expecting sort of an all-out publicity blitz here?
I'm expecting to see that with the election ramping up. He wasn't at the debate, which was his own choice. But I think he's going to have more of a return to the social medias that the mass population is on. So we may see him on Instagram, Twitter, but I think he'd probably feel safer on Twitter with its ownership under Elon Musk and its more liberal freedom of speech rules going on.
Yeah, that's a good point. What about the next debate then? Do you think, Sophia, if you're strategizing with the former president, do you think this is the time to hit the mainstream media? Or he had more people watch his stuff with Tucker Carlson on Twitter than watch that debate. Although if he had been in the debate, the ratings there certainly would have been much higher. Do you see him returning to that debate stage on the next one, or wait a little longer?
I think he sees that there's not really a chance. There's really no need for him to go on that debate stage with the other contenders because he is far above them in the polls. So if that does change and he gets lowered by these ongoing court cases, maybe he'll come. But I think that he's right now is seeing that it's beneath him.
What do you suppose, Sophia Hamilton, is going to be the strategy moving forward? And just to preface this by saying I do have a legal expert coming on in the next hour, and we'll ask the same question there too. But Kenneth Cheeseborough saying he wanted that speedy trial, so he's going to get his trial is going to begin at the end of October. The judge said, okay, well he can, but that doesn't mean everyone else has to either. Do you believe that the former president is going to try to delay as long as he can and sort of avoid the trial spectacle during the primaries, or maybe try to get this out of the way sooner?
Oh, I definitely think they're going to try to delay it. They're already fighting with the proposed October 23rd trial date, trying to push that back. So I think they're trying to get it past the primaries and as far out as they can just to drag this out, because really he's able to spin it in his favor for his audience. His steadfast supporters are seeing this as an attack on him, and he's able to use it to his advantage. While that doesn't work for everyone, he does have a base, and that's who he's marketing towards. And I think pushing it out is definitely going to help him.
I was looking at a new poll that was out, and the Politico magazine Ipsos poll is showing that the country is pretty split, but pretty split right down political lines here as far as a trial before the general election. What should happen if he's found guilty? Is there, should he go to prison, that sort of thing? How much do polls play into the legal strategies of what's going on? Because this is a really unique situation, Sophia. You'd have to admit that normally, if you're defending yourself in court, you focus solely on that. But he can't do that. And we've, of course, never seen this circumstance before, and so it's untested waters here.
Yeah, so I think that his lawyers are going to be looking at the election because that's the most important thing to him right now, and this has a direct correlation to the election and his popularity in the polls. So they're going to be seeing what the general public thinks about the trials and the timing, and they'll do whatever is in the best interest to the election, whether that be the primaries or the general election later in 2024.
Hey, suppose you're strategizing with any of the other GOP candidates. How do you go about working with them through this? If you're advising Ron DeSantis, you're advising Vivek Ramaswamy. I mean, how do you tell them to move forward here? And that is, is it play nice with Trump and hope that he's out of the way when the convention comes around, or at some point do they turn on him?
I think the best course of action would to be pretend that it's not happening, try to stay out of it, because it's only going to be muddy waters. It's only going to be a bloody fight. Everyone's going to be upset with anything that you say. So as much as you can, stay away from that issue. And when it does come up, focus on the elections, getting everyone out to vote. I think that's the best course of action here.
Yeah, boy, you make a good point about getting everybody out to vote. That is so understated. I think so few people understand that the turnout is the most important factor in any election. Turnout is key. I think people are always trying to change minds. It's more like just trying to get people to the polls is the big thing. So at what point then, Sophia, if Trump enters back into the debates and let's say he starts going at Vivek Ramaswamy, let's say Ramaswamy's numbers start coming up and he starts cutting into Trump's lead and Trump starts going at him, I mean, does Ramaswamy then have to defend himself, or does he sort of, kiss the ring and again, just hope that he's in the right position at the right time?
Oh, it really seemed from the debate the other night that Ramaswamy was really out there just so he could get his name out there, get the name recognition, and support Trump. It seems like he's kind of auditioning for a vice presidentship. So I don't think he's ever going to fight back against Trump, at least not negatively. I think he'll defend his name, but he'll definitely still be supporting Donald Trump.
All right. Fascinating as we watch this very historical event unfold. Sofia Hamilton, political strategist and commentator with Young Voices. Sophia, pleasure having you on the program. Thanks so much for taking time with us today. We do appreciate it.
Thank you.